Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you are new here, please make sure to hit that subscribe button down below. It means so much. My husband and I just got back from a 2-week tech camping trip, so in this video I'm going to show you what I do to get my house back in order after we've gotten back from vacation, as well as how I organize and store all of our camping stuff in the garage. But we have been home for about a week now, and even though I do a big deep clean before we leave, I feel like no matter how much you clean before you leave for camping or for a vacation, after you've been home for a few days and you've got all of your stuff unloaded and you've gotten back into the swing of things, it just seems like everything gets messy really fast, or at least for me. And so before I even tackle any of the camping stuff, I'm going to go ahead and tidy up and clean our home. So whenever I go to clean my house or start a new project, no matter what it is, I always like to start in the kitchen because I feel like that's the hub of the home. That's the first thing that we see when we walk up the stairs, and it's such a large space, so I feel like if I tackle that first, then it makes everything else feel so much easier. And it did take me about 3 days to tidy up our whole house, get all of our laundry done, and go through our camping stuff and organize it in the garage. And that's the first thing I would recommend for you to do, is take your time when you have a big project like this to do, or a lot of things to clean up or tidy up throughout your house. Just make a schedule and schedule a few things for each day and take 3 to 4 days to complete one task. That way you can still enjoy life and do stuff outside of the home as well. So you guys have seen me clean my kitchen before. There's no need to explain any of this to you. So I'll just go ahead and let the music play while I tidy up the kitchen first. Alright you guys, so as soon as my husband and I got home from camping, he brought a lot of things upstairs for me, and one of those things was our cooler that was full of food, and I already put that food away, and I'm kind of just leaving all of the things that have to go back down into the garage right here at the top of the stairs, and we're going to deal with that later. But what I'm going to do next is I'm going to go downstairs and get all of the food that is in our mini fridge that we bring camping. We have that plugged up in our garage right now, and I'm going to bring all of that upstairs so I can unplug the mini fridge. So we're going to do that now. One thing I like to do after I'm done cleaning the kitchen before I move on to the other spaces in the home is I like to open up the Bible to one of my favorite books, the Book of Psalms. And that way, as I'm cleaning, if I want to just take a little 2 or 3 minute break and just read a few scriptures, that way, as I'm cleaning, I have something to meditate on that's going to be encouraging to my spirit. And so that's just a little tip. That's actually something that I learned from my friend Victoria when her and her husband used to rent out our basement apartment for us. That's something that she would do, and it always really encouraged me. And I thought it was just such a great way to get in the Word as you're cleaning your house. So I love doing that. And I'm going to just light a candle. This fall candle is almost done, so I did go ahead and order a new candle for the winter season, and I am so excited about that. But now that we are done with the kitchen, I'm going to go ahead and move on to the living room. Now, I have been doing laundry the past few days, and so I like to hang up a lot of our clothes to dry in the guest bedroom closet, and I also hang clothes over the railing. And so if you see a bunch of clothes on the railing in the living room, that's what that's from. Now, I do want to encourage you that if you are cleaning, take a 10 or 30-minute break and get yourself something yummy to eat. Nothing crazy, because a lot of times when you're cleaning, you don't really have grace to like cook a full meal. So I like to do easy things like this. I just did a little yogurt parfait with some toast and cream cheese and hemp seeds. And so don't forget to fuel up while you're working. Now, one thing I do want to mention is a few days after we got back from the camping trip, my husband and I started a mini makeover to our guest bathroom. My husband blessed me and he gave me $250 to do a makeover. And I love doing those kind of makeovers because it kind of makes it attainable for people that can't spend hundreds of dollars to make over a space. You don't have to spend a ton of money to make a space look beautiful. So all of the things that you see on this chair right now that I'm removing, those were things that were from our guest bathroom that I either need to give away or they're going to go back in the guest bathroom, things that I purchased for it. So I'm just setting all of those items on the dining room table, and we're going to just get into cleaning the living room. Alright you guys, so I just went ahead and placed all of our camping items that need to be stored back in the garage right here at the front of the steps, as well as just right here also. So I'm gonna wait to move these downstairs, and now I'm gonna just finish the living room and front entryway before we move on to the master bedroom.
Just the two of us, or maybe just a few of us, then bring in the whole darn crew of us. The race must simply say that we feel very, very kind of extraordinary this very Christmas day. It's a time that we feel very, very kind of extraordinary this very
Alright you guys, so now I am ready to move on to our master bedroom, which is such a mess right now, but you know, it is what it is. So the first thing that I did was I started to separate the remainder of the laundry that I had left to do. And I also made sure to take all of the bedding off the bed, and I sprayed it with my homemade linen disinfectant spray, and I folded all of the clean laundry. I have been doing laundry before I started this video for about 3 days, and I had about 9 loads to fold, as well as clothes that were hung up, that were dried, that I needed to put away. So I did probably an hour's worth of laundry just folding it and putting it away in this video on this day. So by the time I was done, I was too tired to do anything else. So this is all I got done on day 1 of this video. But you know, that's why I like to just spread these things out between several days. That way I'm not like running myself to death trying to get it all done in one day. I find that when I break things up like this, I do a much better job. I'm more efficient, and it's just a lot more detailed because I have time to focus as well as energy to focus on each individual task. So this was all I got done for day 1. Alright, you guys, so for day 2 of this video, I basically just finished cleaning up the master bedroom as well as the master bathroom. I kind of had a lot to do on this day, so this was all I got done. And then on the 3rd day, I tackled the camping gear, which we will get to in a moment. But one thing I like to do with all of our luggage, which you will see in a moment, is I like to house all of our travel items and our luggage in one black duffel bag, which is my husband's duffel bag, which is really large. And so you'll see that in a moment, but that's just a little tip. If you travel a lot, it just makes it so much more organized. Instead of having a bunch of travel items everywhere, just put it all in one bag, and I house that underneath the stairs in the closet underneath the stairs right in our front entryway. But yeah, I just finished tidying up here and cleaning the master bathroom as well, and then we will move on to the actual camping gear. Alright, you guys, so it is day 3 and I'm ready to tackle all of my camping gear. So right now the garage is a total wreck. So the first thing I'm going to do is kind of make some room here on the floor for me to be able to organize all of my camping items. Just kind of a workspace, I guess, somewhere to work. So I'm just moving everything out of the way. Now my husband's side of the garage is pretty messy as well, and I am going to tidy that up in a bit also. But for now I'm just making some space to go through my camping gear. And I'm also going to take these bikes down because behind the bikes here on this wall is where I house all of my camping gear. My husband made some floating shelves for me here, that way it could be all up off the ground and housed neatly in one location in the garage. I also house some camping items under the stairs inside our house that I know will probably mildew throughout the year if they were kept in the garage. So things like bedding and our tent go under the stairs. And here's my husband's side. So as you could see, it's kind of a mess, but I am going to organize that in a moment. But for now, I'm going to just move all of my camping stuff right here on the floor. And I'm basically going to just go through all of the drawers and the bins, empty them all out into sections on the floor just to have a good idea of what I have. And I'm also creating a separate pile for items that go back into the house that we use throughout the year when we're not camping. Now, one thing I want you to keep in mind is while I was going through these things, my husband was actually away camping. He went on a little week-long camping trip with some of the guys from our church, and so he took a lot of our camping gear. So if you're wondering where the rest of it is, it's away right now. So I'm just going through the items that he didn't need to bring with him since it was a shorter camping trip. And when we do pack up our campground, I kind of just throw everything in bins. So whenever we get home, I always like to do this. I always like to kind of go through everything and reorganize it back into its proper bins. Now, I do have 2 camping bins, and I went ahead and I left one empty for when my husband got home to put the remainder of our camping gear in that box. And then the next thing I did was I took all of those things that you saw that were at the top of our stairs and I brought them down into the garage now to kind of go through as well. Now, if you haven't seen any of my camping videos, make sure to go check out my playlist on my channel that is titled Camping, because I've got some great camping videos that if you are wanting to get into camping, hopefully will help you out and give you some great ideas for your next tent camping trip. And then once I went through everything, I just went ahead and I housed it all back into my bin. Now, like I said, I have 2 camping bins, but I left one empty for the things that my husband took with him. So now that everything is in this bin, I'm going to go ahead and organize it all onto these shelves here. Now, like I said, not all of our camping stuff is here, but when my husband gets home, this is where we house all of it. And my Cabela's camping kitchen right here is really heavy, so I'm going to just leave it there, but it goes on this top shelf here. So my husband will just house it there when he gets home, and he'll go ahead and put the bikes back up when he gets home as well. But I just left the bikes down, that way we don't have to take them back down when he gets home. Now I'm going to just tidy up the rest of the garage. Now, my sink table that I bring camping with me, I just house in one corner of the garage with all of my other folding tables that I use when I host events. And this wall of shelves right here is where I house all of my miscellaneous items that I don't want to keep in my house, like things for when I host, kitchen items that are just seasonal, holiday decor, things like that. So my husband created some more floating shelves for me here, which is great because I'm able to like keep all of my stuff organized right here in this little section of the garage. And as I tidy up each space, I am going to go ahead and sweep as I tidy up and just sweep all of the leaves outside. Now, I do have a few camping items in this section right here that I'm going to go ahead and reorganize back into their proper places. Now, you might be wondering why there are 2 mini fridges. One of those is our friend's that we need to bring to her. We brought it back home for her from the camping trip. She didn't have room in her car, so we just brought it on our trailer and we're going to return that back to her. And all of these items right here are things that my husband had in his work truck that he emptied out, so that way he could take his work truck camping with him. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to organize my husband's side of the garage now. And then once that's organized, I'm going to go ahead and tackle his items there next to that table, which he does HVAC on the side. He's also a handyman, so these are just all of his tools. Now I'm just kind of setting them up on this table here. That way when he gets home and he unloads all of the camping stuff out of his truck, he can just load all of these items back into his truck easily, no problem. And then I just swept and we're done. That's it. All of my camping stuff is organized. I feel so motivated now to kind of get ready for the holiday. So be prepared because I've got lots of holiday videos coming your way. If you have anything specific that you want to see during the holidays, please let me know in the comment section below. But thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope it was helpful. I hope it was motivating. And until next time, I love you guys so much. Bye.